Ripples on Deep Water by Orphaned Account on AO3. Episode 34. Chapter 33. Viva la Vida. Izuku liked to spend his time doing three things: studying, designing, and training for his semester exams, hanging out with the Shinsos or Hatsumes, and avoiding his dorm mates. It was surprisingly hard to do that when he shared an apartment with two other students. Frian liked to talk, and extroverted through and through. Akajimi stared at him a lot, which was a little disturbing. Now the exams were here. Well, the week of written exams had been awful. Sure, he knew the material, but it was a drag. Didn't exactly help that the support exam was basically the exact same as the entrance exam. Building something complicated in given time and present it. Kaminari and Ashido's exam was disastrous. In a word, Mineta and Sero both failed, with Mineta getting knocked out and Sero tapping Midnight down, but not getting to the exit in time. Hagakure and Shijuru passed. Uraraka and Aoyama passed by some miracle. Jiro and Koda scared the shit out of Yamada-sensei in the process of winning. Kirishima and Sue worked pretty well together, Sue inspiring the redhead to fight on when he got pinned. Todoroki alone, since he was objectively the most powerful in 1A, lost to Aizawa. Ida and Satoru barely won against the Mentos. Tokoyami and Aojuro had a pretty close battle with Majami-sensei, only Tokoyami escaping. That left Yaomomo, Toshi, and Izuku. He really had no clue why Yaomomo was on their team instead of evening them out, putting her with Todoroki, but he guessed it was about how he and Toshi were the least trained out of the rest. Aizawa, who are we fighting? Izuku looked over to Toshi, who had waved slightly. Everyone else has already fought. The dark-haired teacher took a moment to just look at the three of them. You'll be against All Might. He barely heard the murmurs of condolences from the other students. Instead, Izuku cracked his knuckles. Toshi, hand me your siren call. That bitch is going down. Toshinori hovered by the exit gate, checking the time. 3 minutes had come and gone, and he'd seen neither head nor tail of the three students he was against. He heard movement in an alleyway and spun to face it. You make your final stand here, hero! Silent. Then, a voice. Small and childlike, shy and high-pitched, nervous. Can even someone without a quirk be like you? A flash of a dim memory. A small boy, maybe middle school age. I just wanted to be like you. Save people with a smile. A figure moved in the shadows. The voice was slightly steadier, still young and shy, but there. But reality hits us eventually, doesn't it? The voice was no longer shy, sounding like a preteen drowning about geology for a project. Toshinori squinted into the darkness. Reveal your true face, hero! The figure looped out of the darkness, becoming a tall, hooded student with a mask and a mirrored eyes. 2 cat ears poked out of the hood, shifting ever so slightly that it felt unnatural. Who the hell was this? Funny, they said in a suddenly normal voice, low and bitter and strong. I was going to say the same thing to you. Detroit, Mark 1! Something slammed into the back of his head, and he stumbled forward slightly and watched a drone land on the student's arm. This must be young Midoriya. But how did he know about the young quirkless boy? Were they friends? Maybe young Midoriya could show him where the boy was. He'd like to offer the boy one for all. His time was running short. Literally. No matter, right now he had a battle to win. Wisconsin Yamamoto. He turned just in time to see the recommendation student slam something sparkling with electricity into his gut. He stumbled back, already lashing out again, but the drones from before knocked his hand out of the way. Toshinori frowned, momentarily before crushing it between his hands. Just as young Yariozu slammed the electric rod back into his chest. Yarmomo, what side does he favor? Toshinori blinked, stepping away from the students before sending a shockwave her way. She barely rolled out of the way and leapt up. Toshinori looked up and saw a short boy in near identical outfit as the other transfer student on the rooftop. He realizes his mistake in his identification of the students too late. His left, your right. Toshinori had to turn his attention back to young Yarozu. New York smashing the ground below her. She yelped, stumbling. Tating! Toshinori glanced up again, in time to see the real young Midoriya, with what looked like a crossbow in his hands, aimed at Toshinori, and he sudden sharp pain in his scar area. He grunted, already starting to feel drowsy from what he assumed was a sleeping dart, and backed up a few more steps. Young Shinsou had drawn a bow staff, and was now getting in as many hits as possible that Toshinori blocked against the shaft from it, shaking off the dart's effects. Clink! Toshinori looked around wildly. An oversized handcuff was on his ankle. Young Yarozu on the pavement, holding the other end, and looking immensely proud of herself as he used his momentum to distraction to pull the rest of the handcuff from her pocket, and pull the other one around his waist. The bell rang. Yarozu, Shinsou, and Midoriya pass. There are no more exams. Young Yarozu laughed suddenly, hauling herself up and going over to punch young Shinsou on the shoulder lightly, as Toshinori watched bewildered. You so had him! Young Shinsou cracked back in a disturbingly villainous way. And young Midoriya jumped from his perch to join young Shinsou, but not before shooting Toshinori a middle finger, which was rude. Had he done something to deserve that? Rerun's gonna shit a brick. Young Midoriya expresses delightly. I wonder if we'll get extra credit. Extra credit? Toshinori stared at the three. Young Shinsou snorted and slung his arm over young Midoriya's shoulder, pulling the mask just enough to reveal a smirk. With his other hand, he flipped his middle finger up at Toshinori. Again, rude? We just beat the symbol of peace without using our quirks. Shouta would treasure the footage he managed to get of Shinsou telling Yagi that the three of them hadn't used a single quirk between them and won. Problem Child 8 gets a recovery girl for the sprained ankle. The girl jerked, looking at the two boys. Me? Obviously. Midoriya told her, dryly. We're 1 and 6. Welcome to the Problem Child Squad. She hurried off, limping slightly. Young Midoriya, how did you beat me without using your intelligence? Yagi asked. Shota's brain grinds to a halt. Midoriya pulls off his mask, and Shinsou tugs the rest of his off. Yagi, did you read Midoriya's file? I have not had the chance to, no. Right. Midoriya was giving Yagi an absolutely withered look. I don't have an intelligence quirk. Really then? Analysis? I'm quirkless, bastard. Midoriya turns and walked out of the gate without a word, and Shouta stared incredulously at Yagi. How the hell do you not know that? Nezu announced at the beginning of the year that he was the first quirkless student UA has accepted. Yagi blinked. I think I've made a mistake. No shit, Sherlock. I'm not doing the group chat. You guys could go in and read it on your own time. I think the only thing it reveals is that it's been a month since Izuku has moved into the dorms. That's the only thing I saw that kind of fully reveals. Read it at your own time. I'm not doing it. No. Look. Chat fanfics are cool. They're hard as fuck to podfic. I don't think you understand how much time a 1-minute chat room podfic takes me to fucking record. It has names, which I hate. It has the sound effects. And in overall, half the time, a 1-minute clip takes me 5 to 10 minutes. No. To record and edit. No. Just no. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.